Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I guess I will speak English. Most of you don't speak German, I guess. So today in English. So I have here the German. such a huge dust storm. Maybe it can be understood also in a poetic way, right? Like this did create lots of disturbances and all that. And and why? Because the king was dead. And now these sages, they were not interfering with this. They were not taking care of it because they thought a kshatriya has to do that. So although the great sages could subdue the disturbance by their powers, so they could have done something against it, just as they killed the king before, they considered it improper on their part to do so, right? Because they thought, we are brahmanas, so we should not do that. Thus they did not attempt to stop the disturbance. So they destroyed one disturbance but created another. And they did not take care of the second disturbance. Okay? So, purport. And they did this willingly, like with understanding. Oh no, we will not do anything about it, Okay. So, purport. The saintly persons and great sages killed King Vena out of emergency, but they did not choose to take part in the government in order to subdue the uprising of thieves and rogues, which took place after the death of King Vena. It is not the duty of brahmanas and saintly persons to kill, although they may sometimes do so in the case of an emergency. They could kill all the thieves and rogues by the prowess of their mantras, but they thought it the duty of kshatriya kings to do so. Thus, they reluctantly did not take part in the killing business. Okay, it's interesting, right? They killed King Vena because he was a great disturbance, a great problem. But even though he was protecting in one sense the people because there were no criminals before. But from another point, so he was, okay, he had something good, something bad. But somehow or other the sages considered the bad worse than the good, so they thought, okay, we have to kill him. And then they thought, okay, this problem is gone. But then they created the other problem because the king was not there, was not protected. So all the criminals came up. And the sages were not doing anything about it. So they kind of thought the problem what we solved was bigger than the problem we created. But what was the problem what they solved? It seems just that he was an atheist. Because he said, don't worship the gods, worship me. And the sages, no, this goes too far now. Even though he was protecting the citizens from the criminals. So they considered this worse. Interesting. But we have to, of course, continue the story. They thought, okay, we will not personally take care now of this problem of these criminals, but we will create a kshatriya, because they created, later we will hear, out of the dead body of Vena, they created another kshatriya. They made some very mystical thing. They were churning his tides. So who knows how that, some say that was like some, genetical experiment or something. They took some part of him and created another human out of it, which was then actually an avatar of Vishnu, Prithu Maharaj, and he took care then of the problem of the criminals. And the Brahmanas thought, okay, we will not take personally charge, we will not take over the government itself. This we should do. Before that was emergency, we had to do this. They consider not a direct emergency. Okay, interesting. But we have to really also understand that the Bhagavatam is only giving a glimpse, right? This is one verse for like a huge situation which could probably, we are missing many details, no? So, but the Bhagavatam, like any literature, cannot cover everything, so to say, no? So, and sometimes we only have like one glimpse or one part of the puzzle. Like if you have only one part of the puzzle, very difficult to see the whole picture. If those of you who did puzzles, you know, right? Then the whole picture with time emerges. Or like you're painting here this. Who is not a painter actually? Or are you both the painters? But whose name will be on the painting then? On the back side. So both names on the back side. Like in Prabhupada's time, they were also painting. And sometimes one painter was painting, and then he was tired, and another painter took over. And he woke up and said, "Oh, what have you done?" Because every painter has probably his style. Anyway, okay, cooperation. Right. Yeah. There's also segments for it. Yeah. So, but like in a painting, right? You start with one thing, and like even the painter probably has it in his mind, but the observer just sees one part, and the whole thing will emerge in time. And Bhagavatam gives us sometimes only one part of the picture. Sometimes you have more puzzle pieces in other texts, other Vedic scriptures, and now it makes a bit more sense, right? Yeah, interesting. But still, we have some description of the situation. So, and of course, one important point here is that without correction, without the ruler, without some agency of justice and law and order, there is criminality. There's crime. Yeah. And in that situation, there was no power there to rule, and there were so many criminals, and they were flourishing like anything. And this is a law of nature, more or less. If there is no law and order, the criminals will come up. Yeah, and recently I saw there was one video of one Swami who made like a New Year's speech, kind of, and his topic was mercy. We need more mercy for the world. We ourselves need mercy. We have to be merciful. All that was his topic, and of course, very true. But I thought if I would give a New Year's speech, I would say, no, actually, we don't need mercy. We need justice. I think actually the world needs right now more justice, which is mercy, because the world is so crazy. And there is no agency which is powerful enough to make justice. There's so much injustice in the world on all levels. And even though it comes up and it is known, nobody can do anything about it. It's quite a crazy situation, similar like there, when there was no strong king. Yeah. And as I said, but from another point of view, it's very, very natural. We cannot blame anyone in one sense, because it's the human nature. We are so weak. Hridaya Daurbalyam, Krishna says. No? It's the weakness of the heart. And we might think, this is so terrible and so much injustice going on, but we ourselves are criminals. We are only not criminals because we have law and order in form, at least, or let's say at least is not the wrong word, but because we believe in Krishna and we believe in karma, and we think, I shouldn't do that. But would you be so nice and obedient if there is no karma? If there is no Krishna? Who has never done any criminal activity? And why have you done criminal activity if you have done it? Because you thought yourself, I'm secure, it will not work, nothing will happen. And I was a kid, I was not so small anymore, but I was maybe, 12 years old. I was stealing from one shop because we knew there's nobody watching, And after school, we went there and we stole something, And sometimes we were quite, what is the word? Outrageous, Take so much stuff, Of course, what do children take? We just take something to drink and some this and that, chocolate or whatever. But it was crazy in this one store. And I don't even know if it was true that it was not really observed. It was just a rumor, and then we said, okay, we didn't take everything, It was stealing. It was stealing a couple of times, actually. And all the time, nobody's watching, we can do it, Maybe some of you were also stealing sometimes, or I don't know what you have, or maybe, when you drive too fast. If you think there's nobody watching, there's no radar. How do we call it in English? Radar. Then you drive fast, and too fast, and then you drive into the radar. And look, it happened. Sometimes this flash of light. Who was never flashed? You were never flashed. Oh, okay. Those of you who drive, was there some driver who was never flashed? Everyone got flashed. Sanjay also? Huh? So you got flashed. Yeah, and? long highway, you got flashed, you know. You drove too fast. You're a criminal. You're a criminal, you know. Too late, you know.
One senior devotee once said that these traffic rules, if they are not useful, then it's Niyamagraha.
I wouldn't say so, you know. I think they are very good, the rules, even though I got flashed so often. And the outrageous things on driving, I think it's very good that the rules are there, because at least I learned something from it. You know, of course I think it's stupid. Why? You know, you can drive 150 here, no problem. Why only 100? What's the problem, you know? Really, what's the problem? You can even drive 200 there, so what's the problem, you know? Actually, it's good that the rules are there, because people would go too crazy. And Germany actually is quite liberal. You can drive, there's highway, you can drive as fast as you like. I think it's the only country in the world. And it's great. I love it. It's great. It's great. Because I'm from Austria, only 130 is allowed. So, Germany, it's great. So anyway, but the point is that if there are rules, and you know there are rules, you follow these rules. And if the rules, of course, they are helpful and are good and all that, but driving is one thing, even though it's true that they should be there because it's dangerous. But other things like you know, murder or theft and all that, it's very good that there should be very strong rules that nobody's stealing and nobody's harming anyone. And if these rules are not there, you can see what happens in the world now. It's really, really, really bad, you know, because people are so nasty. Well, there is one story, I think it was a movie actually. They thought people are so criminal and we cannot control it, so we give them 1 day a year when they can do anything they like. You heard about this or saw the movie? You saw it, I think it was called The Purge. And actually it's really crazy. And then what happened this night or day, they killed each other. Anything goes, you know, anything goes. You can do whatever you like, even murder was not. But in one sense, this is what's going on nowadays. There's so much crime, real terrible crime going on, and sometimes they're not enforced. Yeah. But as I said, we all have this criminal tendency. You know, some more, some less. So maybe you have never done anything criminal, but maybe you got tempted. Or who was not, once I was with a friend, I was not a devotee, we were really planning, how could we rob a bank? How is it done? Is it feasible? Is it possible? And, you know, I don't think we would have done it, but we're just like speculating. How could we do it? And is it possible? You know, and probably if we would have come up, no, actually it's quite possible. Actually we could do it. Maybe we even have done it. I don't know. We were not thinking so far, but at least we were talking about it. How could you do it? And this is how they do it, right? They think about it. And, okay, if you do this, actually it's quite secure. Okay, it's a bit risky, but if you do it properly, it will work out. No? Yeah. No? And? I don't say that we go now and rob a bank. I just say the rationale behind the crime. Yeah, and there are sometimes they are professional bank robbers. No, they are like unprofessional bank robbers. They do it out of a kind of, you know, they were not thinking a lot. They were out of maybe an emergency situation. Like one friend of my father, he robbed the bank actually. It was not a friend, he was like business partner or something, and then he got in a desperate situation and he robbed the bank. He was caught. He went to prison. It was not professional. But there are those who are really professional, they know what they do, and they do it, and they rob one bank after the other and get never caught. And some of them even, they get so how to say, like there was one, he changed sides. He called the police and said, okay, I will go to you, I will tell you what I did, I will give you my name, all that, but I want to have very special treatment. You know, not going forever into prison, this, that. I understand something will come, because I want to stop, I want to do it anymore. And then when my sentence is over, I want to work for you. And I want to tell you how I did it and how you can prevent bank robs in the future. Sometimes the police, they have advisors who were criminals before, and they know it best, like the hackers. Like they know how the crime works, and then can help better to prevent the crime. Yeah, but so once Prabhupada was asked by a very high-ranking police officer how to prevent crime. You know this discussion? Yeah, it's in the science of self-realization. Yeah, he was asking how to prevent crime. What was Prabhupada's answer? Like the first, what he was answering? Huh? Yeah, this was the result of it. But what was the first thing what he said? What's the principle behind that? Yeah. Yeah, Prabhupada said the crime is happening because of the impure heart of the people. And as a result, for this we need Sankirtan and give us money and we can do it and help. It helps. Yeah. So that need, and it's true. Because now we will not steal anymore. Once I was in Munich, I went on Sankirtan, and close to the temple, on the street, I found a wallet. No? There was a wallet, and I took the wallet, and there was lots of money inside. And everything. And I don't know what I would have done before. What would you do? Okay, those of you are very honest, and just, of course, give it back, but in my mind crossed the thought, oh, nice donation for the day. And I was brahmachari, I did not need the money, but I thought, oh, but no, of course, I will give it back. And I took it and then tried to find out the person, who is the person. I was on Sankirtan, and then I tried to find out the person. I found only secretary because he was a lawyer or something. And then I came back to the temple. Mahadyuti Prabhu, at that time Prabhu was there. And I told him, and he said, of course you should give it back. I just asked him, to make sure. I think we should give it back, but of course, no doubt about it. And then the person came, and he was, of course, so happy. If you have lost something like a wallet or a smartphone, you're very happy if you get it back, especially if someone finds it and gives it back. And then he anyway gave me a donation, 50 or 100 euros or something, I don't know. And he probably has for the rest of his life, they thought, Hare Krishna, they are honest people. Because he came to the temple, I was in saffron, he was just at the door, and I think maybe I gave him some maha or something, Hare Krishna. Because I said to him, we are Hare Krishnas, we are very honest and want to help, and for the rest of our life, they are good people. Huh? Yeah, I can buy a book. I was not pushing on him like this. I thought this is good enough. So, but as I said, if with an impure heart, like maybe, maybe I think then, I take the money and throw the wallet in the garbage, or mail at least his cards or something to him or something, but I keep the money, with an impure heart. But then you might think, okay, maybe someone has seen me here because it was a neighborhood. Maybe if someone has seen me, then so you don't know. But if you're sure nobody saw you, and there's no proof, nobody will know. Nobody will know. Of course it's against. No, of course, but law. I mean, if law is not enforcing on you, has no chance. It's very tempting for impure heart. What is regulating you? Only your own conscience, or Paramatma, whatever, Krishna. But there's something higher. There's something, because, like, from one point of view, nothing can happen. Nothing will happen. This is how the criminals think. I will make it in a way that nothing will happen to me. Because if you would think, I will do that, and of course they will catch me, and I will go into prison. Nobody will do crime. You think nothing will happen. Nobody will know. Everything fine, right? So, but with a pure heart, people naturally will say, no, I will not do it, because it's wrong. Doesn't matter how much benefit I will get in this temporary situation. It's just wrong. And this is the greatest benefit I can do to myself, to act right. And such people are quite amazing. Quite amazing are those who really abide by such a principle. I am not corrupted. The tendency for corruption is so strong, but no, you cannot corrupt me. Nothing can corrupt me. And this is what a devotee should be. A devotee should be loyal to Krishna and represent Krishna and act always in the right way. And he will get so many blessings. He will get so many advantages. Everything will be fine. Because in the end, anyway, we know also we stand in front of Yamaraj or not, or karma is there. Anyway, there's some I a couple of times told this story, but it's actually amazing when you think about it, that in the moment of death, you will see a whole life, right? Everyone heard about this? Like in moment of death, you will see a whole life. And actually, how can we know that? Because who has told us that, right? Because as I said, there are people who have like near-death experience, and they have some experience of that. You will see a whole life, but not from your position, but like kind of above, like a movie. You see a whole life as a movie. And you are like the main actor. The camera is always on you, and you walk around to this, that. And you, as an observer, don't have the consciousness as you had in this movie. You have a higher consciousness of a spiritual morality. Because when you were in the situation, and you said to the girl, no, I have no girlfriend, it's fine, we can go. But you had one, right? As example, or you lied here or there, cheated here or there, did something wrong here or there. You were thinking with your corrupted mind, oh, I will get the best out of this situation. But then in this moment of death, you see from a higher point of view and you have a spiritual morality and you think, no, this is wrong. You lied to the girl. You took the money. You betrayed this, that. And you will not just understand in a rational way. It said you have a feeling for this morality. It just feels really bad. Like conscience, right? Everyone has had, how's it called in English? Reue. When you feel, huh? Guilt is guilt, yeah, guilt, yeah, guilt, yeah. Yeah, it's quite a bad feeling, or have you ever felt guilty for something? Yeah, true. That's what I thought. Guilt is. But what is Reue? Repentance. Yeah, repentance, huh? Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Have you felt repentant? How is that then? Repent? And so, I did something wrong. And you just feel bad about it? Yeah. So this is how you feel in this situation when you watch your life. You feel really bad for you, but not just for you, just in general, because you did something wrong. And in the moment, we were not feeling it. You said to her, no, I have no girlfriend, everything fine. I love you so much. You felt, it's okay, it's good, I get what I want. Yeah. But there you say, oh no, it's really bad. But the other thing is also true. When you do something good, you feel it also, I did something really right. When you say, no, sorry, I have a girlfriend, no, I have no time for you. Or I'm married, I have no time for you. Something like this. Huh? Or be honest, or be good. You really feel, wow, I did something good. Because this is how Krishna feels. Krishna sees from that point of view. Krishna is not impressed when his soul gets rich, powerful, wealthy. Krishna is not impressed by any billionaire. We are impressed. Wow, he's a billionaire. He's so rich. Even devotees are very impressed. We can see it all the time. When there is someone, celebrity, or someone is rich, or he's this, that, not bad, But Krishna is not impressed. Oh, want to impress me, You want to impress me with money, with wealth? No, that's not impressing to Krishna. It's superficial. But what is impressing to Krishna? Of course, in the end, it's bhakti, when you really love him. But based on his bhakti is also proper behavior. And this is where Krishna, you did something right. Yeah. God was probably a bit too sure when he gambled away Dr. Faustus. He was a bit too sure of the humans. So no, my humans, they will do proper. They will, Dr. Faust, like Faust, it was Goethe's like masterpiece, and it starts with the wager between the devil and God. And there was like an argument and about the humans. And then there was a wager. Okay, there's one person, and we make a wager. Yeah, can you corrupt him, devil? Huh? Can you corrupt him, Mephisto? Huh? Can you corrupt him? Then you can take him to your hell. But I'm sure you cannot do it. He's a good man. And you know how the story went. He lost. God lost actually. Mephisto took him. But there's a second part. I haven't read the second part. It's way too long and convoluted in the beginning, so I couldn't. But anyway, he lost. So people are quite easily corrupted, and when we withstand that, it's a test of our personality, our character. Yeah, and we should take this to heart and be honest and proper, and then you feel good also, isn't it? Even on Sankirtan, even on Sankirtan, we should be honest with people. Not think, if I'm unhonest, I can distribute a book, but is it worth it? Tell them, is it about God? No. Like yesterday, Gormohan, like I said, I think, no, it's not good, Is it about God? No. Is it about religion? No. Say, yes, of course, it's about God. Might not be that, but depends how you define God, right? Might not be the God in whom you don't believe. Might not be the God whom you don't want to know. Maybe it's a version of God where I think, it's quite interesting. Yeah. Because if they go home, the first thing they read about is her Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they think, what a guy, he told me it's all about philosophy and self-realization and meditation. It's all about God. Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. In German, of course, it's not saying that's the Quelle aller Freude. Can easily say it's not about God. Nothing written about God here. From the outside, but inside, it's all about God. I will not read this book. Hare Krishna. And he lied to me. Those Hare Krishnas. And when every time he meets someone in the streets, you're just liars and want to take my money or something. Why you give me this book what I don't want? You just took my money. Yeah? Doesn't mean that we cannot, try to doesn't mean we have to be like fanatic and say, this book is about the Supreme Personality of God and you surrender unto Him and shave your head. No, it's not that we have to say such stupid things either. Of course, in a nice way, explain them, but honest. What is really what's about? No? Yeah, and then people will say, I like that, I want that, that's great. So and their reputation of devotees in the past was destroyed a lot because of this behavior. They did crazy things in the name of preaching and whatever. And we can do it because it's allowed, but what was the end result? It was not good. No? So, yeah. So we should be honest, have good qualities. So, that's more or less actually the point of this. Yeah, so, but because we are not so, that's why it's also said that Brahmanas don't need all these rules and regulations. They don't need this supreme power. They can live in anarchy because they are so good themselves that they always act properly. This is their main thing, to act in a proper way. Or Brahma Acharya, act in a spiritual way. Brahma Acharya means also act according to Vedic scriptures. The word Brahma in Brahmachari refers also to the Vedas. So Acharya, someone who acts according to the Vedas. So a devotee should be like this. This is the purpose of life anyway, to reform your character, work on yourself to be good. I remember when I started becoming good, consciously good, it was so wonderful. It felt almost embarrassing because, of course, in your friends, circle of friends, everyone wants to be cool and this and that. This is like more, the principle. This is like who is the coolest. And sometimes you do also very bad things for the coolness. Sometimes you might do good things for the coolness, but this is like what's about. You want to be cool and admired. And at that time, I started reading Prabhupada's books and spiritual things. And it's not about being cool. It's about being good. And I started being consciously good to my friends. I invited them home and I served them. I was a good, Gastgeber. How is a Gastgeber? A host, good host. And in the beginning, they all found, why is he so nice to everyone and all that? But actually, we like it. It's nice. It kind of affected them. We become a good circle of friends. We became a good circle of friends, and it was, I made them, I gave them some. Ich habe ihnen ein schlechtes Gewissen gemacht. For all the nonsense that they did, Because I was understand this is not good how we do many things in our circle of friends, how we treat each other sometimes, how girls are treated, how we behave with drugs, because all this was part of the scene. And somehow or other, Prabhupada gave me at that time high intelligence to understand, actually this is how I should act and not like that. And I gave them bad conscience. Don't take so many drugs. Why are you doing this? It's nonsense. I look at you now when they came to crash in my flat. Because my flat was then kind of a refuge for them and everything was nice. But still, we were from the party night and they came fully on drugs. And I, what's going on with you? No, don't do this. I gave him a horror trip. A spiritual horror trip. Yeah. So, but it needs this revolution in the heart to really understand. Like to repent, right? In Christianity, this is a big thing. Repent. Right? Repent. Understand you're a sinner. Your whole life you were sinning. Now, turn to Jesus. He will save you. And in one sense, it's true. A devotee, in order to become a devotee, we should really repent. And understand, actually, I was a sinner. Right? Huh?
Once a devotee told me that repentance
Yeah.
is the first step in
Ecstasy. Yeah, because it's connected with humility also. Yeah, we stress humility a lot, right? Repentance we don't stress so much, but still it should be some part of our journey towards Krishna consciousness to say, I did really bad things and I don't want to do it again, and Krishna, please help me to not do it again, to really be good, right? We should feel bad about the bad things we did, in one sense, right? Of course, we should not fall into a whole pit of self-pity. Oh, I'm so bad, I'm a sinner. Mea culpa, as they say. Mea culpa, mea culpa. Strangle yourself. Huh? Yeah, I deserve it. They're like, these are quite extreme. We shouldn't do that. But we should really think did many bad things. That was not proper. I gave pain to many other people and living entities. I ate many living entities. I don't think they appreciate it. So I'm really sorry. And I'm so grateful, Krishna, that you forgive me. Because Krishna says, if you surrender unto me, I will take away all the karma. So for the pain I give to others, I should get lots of pain. It's just fair. But Krishna is very merciful. And I want to use this mercy I got and really work on myself and never be like that again. Right? I don't want to be like that again. I'm very happy that I'm not as I was before. I'm now actually changed. I'm a different person sitting here, isn't it? Actually, we are not as we were before. Behaving, talking, interests, and there were many bad things we did in life. And we can happily not think about it anymore. We can put it ad acta. No? Say ad acta. It's over. It's really over. And that's also why devotees should not view each other as they were before. Yeah? Because it's not who we are. That's not what we are. And we shouldn't see each other like that. So this is all Krishna's mercy. We can be very happy that Krishna saved us. Prabhupada saved us. Actually, in the morning we're thinking about this. How was it happening? I was pulled out of that. How God, this is like incredible mercy. It's not I one day said, I don't want to be as I was before. I want to completely change. I want to be a spiritual soul now. And it was, I had known nothing. It was some or other Prabhupada's mercy, Prabhupada's books, and his devotees. This is what it's all about. So we keep on transforming. We keep on being in the process of becoming good and better and have new principles to really become devotees of Krishna. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So I have nothing more to say than that. Just any questions? Or Henry was first.
You said before the goal was more the social status. You said
like in previous life,
Yes.
pre-devotional life.
Pre-devotional life. And after that, it was some kind of value or understanding for morality.
You mean for me or for in general or what?
After you've read the Prabhupada books.
Oh, for me, yeah.
I want to ask you if you think this is a general thing. When we grow up and we have more or less tendency to observe how can I raise my social status in my group. Do you think so?
For a human being?
Yeah, for everyone who's growing up.
For sure, it's a big part of life, and to have a good position in society. And everyone has his goals, and some have higher aspirations, and some have lower aspirations. But for some, it doesn't matter at all, right? They have no, as you say, ist der Ruf mal ruiniert, lebt sich leicht und ungeniert. Who cares? You know, I don't care what you think about me. I do whatever I like. So they're not socially so accepted also. But yeah, and it's good also in devotee circles. There's also definitely there's some social pressure also in one sense, right? You want to be seen as a good devotee or as a decent devotee, a nice person, and there's a reflection, right? It reflects back, and you see yourself through the eyes of the others, which has also definitely also bad sides. I don't say it's just good, but it has also something good. How do others see me? How do I want to be perceived? You know, in one sense, it's not just bad. We have to discriminate in which situation is good and which is bad. But yeah,
I can imagine that when a person is just doesn't care for the social status anymore, can still perceive other people and be in contact. I don't think you need a focus on social status.
No, I don't say it's the only thing what counts, but it's like.
I mean, it cannot count at all, and still you perceive others. I would think, or I would ask.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay, Balaram.
I wanted to ask something else, but just a comment on this.
Yeah, Krishna also says in the 18th chapter about this false prestige, and not in a positive way, that we should have this striving to be so acknowledged socially and so on. So I feel, I mean, personal experience that I also took some of that desire for social recognition also, as you know, we come to a devotee community and we want to look nice, present ourselves nice, and that's what they call also social pressure, right? But the thought just came to my mind, or the question is, Acharya means one who teaches by example, and devotees, regardless of being an Acharya or just a simple devotee, we should teach by example. So when this man comes to you to claim back his wallet, and you give him this wallet with his money, he appreciates it so much and he appreciates the devotees because you set a good example for the devotees. So at the same time, we should care for this to a certain extent, right?
Yeah, also, but I must say, if we only act because of this circumstance or this external thing, actually, it's also not good. It should be authentic. And as I remember now, when you told that when I found the wallet, this was not, oh, I will give it back to him and he will perceive us in a good way and this is good for preaching. No, I really felt, no, I want to give this back. It came really from myself. I want to be good now in this situation. So I think this should definitely correspond. If we only, we kind of prostitute ourselves. If we just act for the pleasure of the others, so to say, or it's not authentic. It's not really what I want, right? And this is the problem with social pressure. Social pressure against our self-interest is very bad. And you feel really strangled. But if you feel, no, I want to be like that, and it helps me to develop better in the direction which I want to achieve, then in that sense, social pressure is good, right? And this, I think we often perceive that, oh, I should go to Mangalarti, or I should dress like this now, or I don't really want now, but I do it, and you feel, actually it's good also to do it. Like, my wife hates it when I go out in jogging pants, right? And I learned to understand and like it. It's true, I should dress as good as I can, either without dhoti or in dhoti, when I'm not at home, and I should not run around that slobby way, which I did before, more often, right? So it was a kind of social pressure, and she's right. The social pressure I felt, or we feel sometimes, is against our own laziness, right? But if there is something in us which is, when we feel a social pressure, it's not against my laziness, it's just against some core of myself, then we feel bad about it. Then we cannot be in this social environment because it's so much against that what I am. It's not just some tendency or something what I can correct. No, it's against me, kind of. Even though it might be false ego, right? I don't speak now about the soul, right? There's a certain core of false ego we have which we cannot really change in this life. Right? There are certain parts of false ego we have which we can change, but there are certain parts of false ego which we cannot change, right? We cannot change, right? Which is like our Varna, like all this. And that's why Krishna said to Arjuna, you cannot change that, you're a Kshatriya, right? So some certain false ego things we can change, some not. And when the social pressure is against that what is not to change, then we feel very uncomfortable, right? So in that sense, we have to put ourselves in a social situation which is comfortable for us and helpful and nourishing and all that. So not every Sangha is good for everyone in the spiritual and the material way, right? So I don't know who was first, Sanjay?
Moral pressure?
Why? Well, like, okay, let's say yes, because the morals are represented by people who in mass make up the social situation.
I mean, one phenomena is based on urge for recognition. And another one is that a person is confronting us with our own lack of morality.
I don't know, it's quite too general of a statement. I cannot say like this, you know. Sometimes, yeah, true. Sometimes it's like this. Sometimes a person confronts us with our lack of moral understanding, yes, and this we feel a social pressure. That means the problem is on our part, on our side, yeah. But sometimes maybe there's a certain social environment which is wrong also. Might be that you are the one who is right and you feel this is not good, what's happening here. I don't know if it's so much in devotee circles, sometimes maybe also. Yeah. So these are kind of principles, but we have to see them more in a practical situation, a concrete, specific situation. But might be also, yeah. Ramananda?
I had something just, I didn't really raise my hand, but I was thinking
I thought you raised your hand.
But I can maybe share it, and because I think it's two different things. There's one social pressure, what comes when we try to reflect ourselves in a society, whatever it is, and out of an egoistic kind of way, we want to be recognized, as we said, as an advanced devotee, as a pure devotee, you know, whatever. This is mostly what devotees strive for.
Yeah, but this is, I really have to say, this is quite very, very stupid. I want to be perceived as a pure devotee. Those devotees are really off. Sometimes we experience them, maybe we saw it in ourselves, and it's so off.
But
I want to be perceived as a
it's quite common.
Yeah, but I just say it. If you
common.
recognize it in yourself or in others, it's totally off.
So, yes, but it's very subtle because in this moment where we cover up our faults, then we already try to kind of going on this pressure. But then there's something like a spiritual pressure, what is very close to common sense. Like let's say. You're standing on a street crossing on the red Fußgänger, how do you say it, the walk...
Red light.
Red light, yeah.
Red light district.
And there's one...
the crossing to the red light district.
Yeah, and there's one thing where you stand, no car is coming, everybody stands.
Yes.
And you think, well, actually there's no car, but it's coming. But there is
true.
There is, you know, common sense is... I go over the street, and I'm sticking out of the crowd. Now you're standing there,
but you do what everyone else is thinking.
Huh?
You do what everyone else is thinking.
Yes, okay, but
And maybe they will think, oh, he's brave, actually, and everyone walks then.
but you will notice, maybe you notice already, you standing there with your kid.
No, this is different, of course.
And
It is
yeah,
always
but
like this.
you know, and if you don't have kids, you're coming on the cross light thinking,
Yeah.
why they standing there like sheep? No
Yeah, but
car
yeah,
is
then you
coming.
should recognize there's a kid and understand why we should, because the kid does not know there's no car or is the car coming. They don't see it and they have to learn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be considerate. Like I would be considered as a father now, but even before, I guess I would be considering. Okay, there's a child. This is why we don't go. So we understand the principle.
Yes, but the point what I want to make is in this moment where you have some other, you see through the eyes through others for your kid, and then you try to teach.
Yes.
And this person
Yeah.
who act according to common sense to say there's no car coming, I'm going over, he becomes your enemy. Because the kid asking you, why this person goes when the man is, when
Yeah.
and then you say, because he's a stupid, he's a fool.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, how you will teach your kid?
Yeah, okay, different.
So,
And how does this example go back to what you wanted to say?
Yeah, this is an example for what do you want to say?
that was what I just was thinking. I didn't actually raise my hand, but just was thinking that there's common sense and there is some kind of spiritual pressure where you do things according, you feel something, I have to do is good. It's good and I go to Mangalati. It's good if I chant my rounds attentively. There's something like you do this because there's a pressure, but it's not a pressure from the society. It's a pressure what you feel within. It's a pressure of your soul, actually. Get out of Tamagun and get into goodness.
Yeah.
But this pressure can be also from outside. If you're new Bhakta and coming to the temple, then somebody tell you these things. Get up out of a sleeping bag or something.
Yeah, because
like
in the beginning we are not self-motivated and we need that, and we might even want to do it, but we cannot. We are too weak. Just it's weakness.
Yeah, because
not even laziness,
so this
just
pressure
weakness.
has to come from outside.
Yes.
So it becomes kind of
Yeah,
a
yeah.
social pressure.
Yeah. But but this is in any training. The point is this is the most critical part of transformation. When you really transform from that what you have been to the new, and of course there's lots of pressure and must be lots of pressure, but you accept this pressure because you really understand what you want to be, and you understand I'm still too weak, so I have to really go into this force. Like I was talking with Gokula, and I was asking him, and how is it now, because he studied and now he's working in Switzerland, ask him, and how is work? How is everything? And he said, it's very fine, it's very easy, and somehow or other I asked him, is it much different than before? Like when you were studying, he said, completely different. Completely different. And I said, why? Because before it was so much stress. And I said, now you don't have stress anymore? Right? Now I have no stress anymore. I said, isn't it weird? As a student, you have so much stress and it's so difficult, and then you are free and you're not forced anymore, it's no pressure anymore. I said, no, because this was the training. And I had to learn something which I couldn't do. Now I can do it. So it's not that the situation changed, but he changed. Yeah. Right? And now it's more or less the same pressure or stress, but he can handle it. And he said, because I learned to think in a way which I can handle now. But this is the point. So the same situation, but because we transformed and we accepted the pressure, but we transformed, and now the pressure is gone because we adapted to the situation, we grew. Yeah.
Yeah, but from this point, when you come to the ashram and I want to be like them, I want to be like a beautiful, or I want to be like this and that brahmachari who is the ashram leader. I want to be surrendered like him, I want to be like that. And then you have a goal, then you want to change, like Gokula, you want to be...
Exactly, that's what, yeah.
But from that point on, you don't have this role model, what you want to be. It becomes pressure from outside, and you think, why I should do this? So you don't have a goal. So you don't put the pressure. From one point, you have to put the pressure on yourself.
Yes. Yeah, okay, that's the point, pressure on yourself. So that means, but this is based always on understanding, I know what I want. And the understanding should be, I know why I'm doing it. If we somehow lose that, why am I doing that? Chanting, Mangala, studying, of course it makes no sense. You will stop it and you feel just, why are they forcing me now to do this or that? Oh, it's terrible. This is someone who lost it, or he never had it, or I don't know. But if you understand everything, you say, yes, of course. We have to understand why we are doing it. Yeah. Anything else? Maybe last comment or question?
Yeah, thank you for your wonderful class again. I was thinking about this Varnashram Dharma system, which Prabhupada said we should introduce. And my question is, Yudhishthira, he was actually not a Brahmin, he was actually a Kshatriya. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Arjavam, this honesty, that is the quality of a Brahmana. So when Krishna told him you should lie you should say Ashwatthama is dead, it did not really go against the Kshatriya Dharma, or is it a wrong idea for myself?
No,
I'm asking this. Yeah.
Okay, Yudhishthira, he was he was both, of course, but he was almost like a Brahmana. That was, which is already interesting because there, as we can see, there's no 100% separation between the Varnas. It's also interesting. It's not so clear cut, and you have so many examples for that. Even though here we hear the Brahmanas didn't want to act as Kshatriyas, but there's so many Brahmanas who acted as Kshatriyas, like Drona or Parashuram, but sometimes they also got criticized for that also. Parashuram was criticized for that, and one point he gave it up. So, but still it happens, and Parashuram is even an avatar. So, but the Kshatriyas are definitely more allowed to tweak the truth. Definitely. Prabhupada even says the Vaishyas, they can more or less lie for business, right? More or less lie, right? But definitely there is an boundary to that. That doesn't mean you can lie about anything to everyone in all situations. And this is more or less the expertise of those who can tweak it a bit to understand what is still dharmic tweaking. Right? No, this is not too much. I cannot do that. But some or this or that is still okay, and it's allowed. So, but does not mean that you will not get reactions either. This is also what they should know. Of course, the Brahmana, if he is always strict and he is very pure and sattvic, he will not get reactions. But if someone tweaks, he understands there is also a risk that I will get a reaction for it because I'm really dabbling here with some very important principles. Sanjay, I understand. I come out. And one thing we can see that like Kshatriyas allowed to drink, have more women, like have more sex, eat meat even, they go on hunting. They're allowed to do that. But there's a risk, and we can see it so often in the stories with the Kshatriyas, especially when they were hunting, that they did something wrong. Right? So it's a license for them to do it because of their interest or weakness or for enjoyment. But at the same time, they should know, okay, but there's a definite risk, and it can really be bad. And in one sense, I should not do it. Right? But one thing, last thing, the karmic reactions for a Kshatriya is also different than the karmic reaction to a Brahmana. When a Brahmana lies, he gets a stronger karmic reaction than a Kshatriya. And the Shudra gets even less, the lowest. And Shudra can do way more things and will not get so many reactions for it. Yeah, so, but doesn't mean he gets no reaction for it. So I think Ramananda was first, and then Sanjay. I think he was before already.
Just Yudhishthira was the son of Dharmaraj, so for him to lie was not really a possibility because he was the son of Dharmaraj.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, Sanjay?
In that given example, I would say there is no question of Brahmana or Kshatriya, because Krishna told Yudhishthira to lie.
Yeah,
so
okay.
At that moment, he's a devotee beyond Varna and Ashrama if he follows that instruction.
Yes, yes. Of course, this is now the extraordinary point in this story. Yeah, that of course Krishna told him directly. So, and Prabhupada actually criticized the mundane moralist who criticizes Yudhishthira and not understands that Krishna was involved in that situation. Yeah. Of course, this is different. When Krishna gives allowance, this is then But in general, it's not that Krishna tells someone directly. So then we should understand how should we deal with this. Because it should not be an excuse for lying because, oh, Yudhishthira lied? Yeah, because Krishna. That doesn't mean every lying is okay suddenly. You know? Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you so much for listening, being part of this little program. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.